your boy Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this act like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas outside, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, roll with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profit. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, making profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, folks? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. The market rally continues. The rally of 2023 continues. The tech 52-week highs continue. CPI comes in today slightly under the expectation on the headline, right in line with the core number. It's cooperating. Inflation's cooperating with what the Fed wants to see. Sure, that core number is still sticky. That core CPI number is still too high, 5.3%. That's down from only 5.5 the month prior. The headline number is coming down much more aggressively. It was 4.9 the prior month. Now it's 4.0. 4.0. Only a 0.1% increase month over month on the headline number, but a 0.4% increase on the month over month number for core. Core is the problem. But the market saw enough today from that CPI inflation data that has the market fully pricing in now a pause from the Fed tomorrow. There is only a 5% likelihood right now in the market of a Fed hike tomorrow. Now, that could be good and bad, because if the Fed actually does raise rates tomorrow, which the expectation is they're not, but Australia was not expected to raise rates. They did. Bank of Canada was expected not to raise rates. They did. Now it is widely expected the Fed is not going to raise rates tomorrow. But if they do, that means the market's going to be caught by surprise. The market doesn't like surprises. The Fed tries not to surprise the market. The Fed likes to give the market what it wants. Market wants a pause. Markets have been rallying over the last 2 days on the thoughts that they are going to pause. But I think you might get a hawkish pause tomorrow. What I mean by that is the Fed might pause But Jerome Powell, I think, is going to make it crystal clear that just because we're pausing right now does not mean we're done raising rates. That a likelihood or the possibility of a rate hike at the July meeting is still firmly on the table. I don't think Jerome Powell can just come out tomorrow and say, yep, we did it, we're done. Not with core CPI at 5.3%. There's more work to still be done on inflation. The Fed can take a little bit of a breather. They can pause. But I think Jerome Powell is going to make it crystal clear. If they do not raise rates tomorrow, I think he's going to make it crystal clear that does not mean we are done. He might say phrases like further rate hikes may be appropriate in the future. We're not saying that we are done. We're going to be data dependent. We're going to assess the situation. We're going to take a moment. We're going to look around. But what the hell does that mean then if that's the case for the rally that we've been seeing so far in 2023? A lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. We'll recap, obviously, what happened in the CPI numbers today. The market's continuing to rally. Tesla continuing its record-setting rally. Tesla now up, I think, 13 days in a row, which is the biggest rally of consecutive green days that we've ever seen Tesla put in its history. That's the type of stuff that you're seeing. NVIDIA ripping back above $400 today. New 52-week cycle highs on stuff like Adobe, and you had the AMD's AI presentation today. So much to unpack and so much to talk about, and it all rests on what Jerome Powell does and says tomorrow. At 2 o'clock is the announcement. 2:30 is going to be the press conference and their statement and the Q&A session that will follow. So it's going to be a really big day in the market tomorrow, guys. I want to make sure you are prepared, because the more prepared you are with if this, then that scenarios, if Jerome Powell does this and says that, what does the market do? What's the best way to position ourselves so that we can make money from this environment, right? That's what we're going to be looking for, right? That's my goal here today on this live stream with you all, okay? So welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, but now the current head trader and co-founder of True Trading Group. We are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform available. So if you're ready to learn trading profit for real, you folks have all come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, I go live right here for free, where myself, other TTG pro trading mods, and special guests drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas, and commentary that can help you become better traders. So take a moment and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any of these lives. Why do you not want to miss any of these lives? Great question. I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I began my career working at a fund in New York City, my first job out of college. While there, I had to go through a 3-month educational training program where they taught me the proper way how to navigate the markets. I was taught by other professionals. I didn't have to go watch YouTube videos. I didn't have to go on Twitter or Reddit. I was taught and trained by professionals. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, along with my team of 9 other professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of traders from all over the world reach their goals. We actually have members in 115 different countries. Truly a global community when you guys join TTG. Now, we're the fastest growing and highest rated platform out there because we combine university level trading and investing courses. This is a simplified and expanded upon version, but I learned working at the fund. Okay, we combine those courses with premium stock market tools. We do live workshops and provide individual mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, futures, for all styles of trading as well. Day trading, swing trading, and also long-term investing. So something for everybody inside True Trading Group, regardless of your trading style or what you guys are looking to accomplish. See, at TTG, we take that university level of curriculum I talked about. We pair it with today's top stock market tools. These are tools that give you more information, that help you make better decisions, that increase your chances of success. But they're $5,000 a year minimum if you were to go and pay for them on your own. Meaning if you went to the companies that offer them and subscribe to their services, you're going to spend around $5,000 to $6,000 once you add all of these tools up. That's a lot of money for a retail person to pay to have access to these type of tools and this type of information. I know that. That's why we have spent years building relationships with these companies, Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, ETNA, Trade Ideas, so we can put these products and their tools on our platform at no additional cost to you, the member. So you guys get access to all these tools when you become part of the True Trading Group community. All right. You're also going to get access to all of our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you guys will ever find. Okay. You're also going to get access to all of our alerts. Now, myself and the 9 other professional traders in TTG will always notify you in real time when we are entering and exiting trades. We actually will tell you on the microphone what we're doing, where our orders are, where we're buying, where we're selling before we actually get filled. And then once our orders execute, you get real-time push notifications when our orders fill. We've been able to maintain a cumulative win rate amongst all the mods as a group of just around 80% now going on the last 3 years. So if you guys are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. We got a fantastic live stream in store for you guys all here tonight. Tomorrow's the big day. It's the Fed meeting. It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to digest. In order to help me have this excellent conversation, I'm going to introduce you guys to my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group, a man with over a decade of experience in financial markets as well, the man responsible for making sure that this TTG platform operates as well as it does. Everybody give a shout out and a big ayo to Adam.
What's going on, man?
What's up, bro?
I just want you to see I'm wearing my tinfoil hat because I have some questions for this evening.
It's really good. Where the hell did you get that?
I found a hat and I
you just wrapped it in tinfoil.
Yes, I wrapped it
Nice.
in tinfoil.
I like it.
Thank you. Hang on 1 second.
What are you doing?
I'm sending out a push notification to our friends over at the Stockmaster app. So in a second, if you are here from the Stockmaster app, welcome. So let's talk about this for a second. Today the CPI number comes out.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it came in. You said yesterday on this stream that the CPI number that the prediction was very aggressive, you thought.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was the general consensus yesterday. The concern was that it may have been too aggressive. And if so, then maybe it doesn't come in at the number it should and so on, right? This morning, tell me about CPI. What happened this morning with CPI?
CPI came out at 4.0 on the year-over-year headline, 0.1 month-over-month, 5.3 core year-over-year, and 0.4 month-over-month on core.
So it came in under expectations. It came in line with the core.
One item, it depends on where you look for your. So some organizations had 4.0, some had 4.1, some had 4.2. The median number was 4.1, but some other organizations had 4.0. So technically it's in line with expectations. So straight across the board, every category was in line with what was expected, core and headline.
That was a very aggressive prediction. You nor anyone else will be able to convince me that they didn't know what that number was going to be well in advance.
Well, you got more of it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very aggressive expectation too.
I don't believe for 1 second, because here's what I'm thinking. You got the Fed meeting tomorrow, and if they would have given a conservative estimate, we would have been far below it today. Markets could have pushed higher, people get excited. Everything kind of fell in line today, and it was priced in as much as it could. Homie, you cannot convince me that they did not know.
Well, I just want to welcome everybody from the Stockmaster app that's just tuning in right now, guys. We are talking CPI. We're talking PPI tomorrow. We're talking Fed meeting. What the game plan is. You see my buddy Adam here. He's got the tinfoil hat on, and we're going through the ringer right now. So everybody from the Stockmaster app, welcome. You guys are in for one hell of a treat.
They knew. It's just insane to me, because the more you see this stuff, the more like you kind of realize how big of a, I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to say sham or whatever, but how far we're kind of used as pawns in this game. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, some of these numbers, like the jobs data, a lot of the jobs data doesn't make sense. A lot of the jobs data doesn't make sense. You have inflation data being adjusted months after it comes out. You know what I mean? Like, none of this makes any sense. I agree. KL Fidelk says there's a club and we're not in it. Yeah. I mean, now look, I'm wearing a tinfoil, like an actual tinfoil hat. I don't have the full cone. I don't have the full cone yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's comments like, oh, tech is crumbling, tech is laying off people. Nah, man. You have to look at all these companies that are hiring. You want to see you want to see what's really going on. Look at how did the companies hire? Like, what did their employees increase on yearly prior to COVID? What did they hire during COVID? And are they still where they should be or above their employee base now? And all of that is in line. It was the largest hire of like seasonal work ever. So yes, tech is going to lay people off because they had to hire to compensate. They don't need it as much now.
A lot of to your point, Adam, the tech companies that are doing these big layoffs still have more employees than they did before COVID.
Of course they do.
So it's like a company went from 30,000 employees to 70,000, and now they're back to 50,000.
Right.
It's still a significantly larger workforce, for a lot of, not every company, right? Not every company, but when you look at the Metas, the Alphabets, the Microsofts of the world, they still are significantly larger workforces than they were 2 to 3 years ago. You have some other smaller companies that have cut, 20% of their entire staff. Some of those companies might be smaller than they were a couple of years ago, but the big ones, it's not like they have shrunk when in relative terms prior to COVID. They're really just going back towards a bit of a state of normalcy, and just they grew too far too fast.
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, Ross says, I work in telecom and we're hiring 600 people and opening 6 new districts. And opening 6 new districts despite volume being at an all-time low. Yeah. I mean, look, this is all part of the return to normalcy. And then CSCO has hired 71,000 employees worldwide.
Cisco.
So it's just the more you see stuff like this, the more that you see stuff like what happened today, this morning, everything. You can't convince me that something wasn't leaked. You can't convince me that somewhere somebody isn't sitting with the right numbers, that knows, you know what I mean? You can't. You know, I don't buy it. Anyways, you know, the thing with it though, I guess, and maybe you can, you know, hit on this a bit, is that it doesn't, I guess it really doesn't even matter. You know, what matters is not the situation, but how you can make money from it. Right?
Yeah, you know, I try to, when the market gets to the levels of emotional extremes. So emotional extremes for the markets are going to be panic, and then are going to be like euphoria. Right now, the market is getting to that stage of euphoria, which is that's it, no recession, soft landing, inflation coming down, Fed pausing, bank crisis over. It's like all of the things that the markets were really worried about a few months ago are all starting to very quickly start to fade away into the background, and you're getting to that state of euphoria. Now, reverse that, go back to like September and October of last year, and it was the world is ending. You know, this is going to be, you know, an apocalypse. It's going to be the Great Depression all over again. It's the Lehman Brothers moment. It's like Credit Suisse. It's this, it's that. It was, you know, like the exact opposite of what you're seeing now. And whenever the markets get into these levels of extreme with investor sentiment and emotion, I just always try to remind people that don't. It's here's one thing that I learned when I was working at the fund. Here's a line that I was told, and it makes a lot of sense, and you keep it with you for the rest of your investing and trading careers. And it is, it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. It's usually somewhere in the middle. And if you think that way, it'll help prevent yourself from panic selling at the bottom of market crashes. And it'll also help prevent you from chasing the tops of market rallies, because that emotion is what causes you to sell when the market's going down, because you're scared you're going to lose everything. And then when the markets start to rip back up, you buy back in because you think you're going to miss it now. But that's the opposite of what you're supposed to do in order to make money in the market. You're supposed to buy low and sell high, not sell low and buy high. But it's the emotional roller coaster that retail investors go on that always cause them to do the wrong thing. I don't care what Jerome Powell does or says tomorrow. I don't care what the inflation numbers are. As long as if the market's going to go higher, the market's going to go higher, and I'll trade the move higher. Obviously, traders have their own theories, their own beliefs. Hey, this is what I think is going to happen. But I'm never going to be arrogant enough to the fact where, listen, I'm not a hundreds of billions of dollar hedge fund where it takes me weeks or months to like readjust positioning. I'm a trader. I can be long one day and short the next. I don't necessarily care. As long as the stock market is open, that's all that matters. And you have to you have to be able to remove your bias, because there's a lot of people that have refused to accept this move to the upside over the last month. And there's a lot of people losing a lot of money by continuously shorting the NASDAQ and continuously shorting the SPY, waiting for that crack. You can't, no matter what you think is going to happen, at some point you've got to be able to look at a chart and say, I am wrong, and the market is not doing what I thought. You can't just sit there and just continuously lose money until something happens in your favor. Make money throughout the entire process by having a neutral stance, no matter what's happening. Don't try to.
I actually think that you're dead wrong.
Dead wrong about what?
You said you can't just sit there and lose money until the market comes in your favor.
Oh yeah, you could.
Oh, you definitely no. You can.
Of course you can.
And we see it every day. People are choosing to do that.
Right. I'm not saying you can't, like it's not possible. I'm saying like that's not something that you should be doing. Like, right. You can't do that. Obviously, you physically could. It's possible. There's a lot of millions of people that are doing it right now that continuously are getting steamrolled, right? And they refuse, and all they keep doing is they just buy more puts, buy more puts, buy more puts, short more, short more, short more. And you can blow yourself up. You can blow yourself up. And it's irresponsible, and you got to be able to remove that bias. And no matter what you think is going to happen, it's no different than the COVID crash. When the economy was completely shut down and the market crashed in 2020, like, I'll just take you back on the chart. So when you go back to here, right, and we take a look at the SPY during the COVID crash, so there was the COVID crash. COVID, economy shut down. Once you got to here, everybody was shorting the market. Everybody was shorting the market because they're like, well, the economy is closed, so how could the stock market go higher? Well, that's because they didn't understand the correlation and how the market, the pipes of the market, how it works when the Federal Reserve steps in and just says, we're going to buy everything. We're going to expand our balance sheet to $9 trillion. We're going to inject trillions of dollars into the system. We're going to buy every single debt instrument, every bond that anybody wants to sell. We will buy everything you want to sell. That changes everything. And the stock market just kept going higher, even though the economy's closed. The economy was completely shut down and the market went to new all-time highs. Do you know how much money people lost by still shorting the market because they just couldn't figure out the economy's closed, so this market can't go higher? Yes, it can go higher. It always can go higher. And if you keep thinking to yourself, it's never as bad as it seems, it's never as good as it seems, that helps you keep a neutral bias and prevents you from making what turns out to be life-altering mistakes. If you guys have been following True Trading for the last several years, you know that during March and April of 2020, I was pounding the table on these live streams. Buy, buy, buy. This is a buying opportunity. I'm buying everything I get my hands on. Turns out to be the best investment decision of my entire life was buying there in March and April. But a lot of people started to just refuse to accept it, that the market kept moving higher. A lot of that now, you see the opposite of that was last year. Last year, it was panic and sell everything because it was going to be a Lehman Brothers moment and there was going to be, never mind a recession, there was going to be a great depression. And I'm like, no. So what were we doing in TTG when we were in the 360s in the SPY? We were adding in our long-term portfolio. We were buying. Anyone that's been on these live streams for the last 2 years, you know that we were buying when the SPY was in the 360s over the summer. I'm not selling. I'm not panicking and selling at the bottoms. I'm buying. Because when everybody freaks out and everyone's panicking, that's when you buy. When everybody is doing a big happy money dance, that's when you got to be careful and you should be selling. You should be taking some profits. Now, I'll be the first one to admit to you, the market is higher. If you asked me in January or February or even March, Mike, do you think by June 13th, the SPY is going to be at 437? I'd say no. I did not think the market was going to make this move. I thought you would see the economy weaken a little bit faster than what we have seen. Yes, the economy is slowing, but it's not really slowing that aggressively yet. And the market, that's why the market continues to push the upside. And I'm not going to sit here and just say, well, I think the market's going to go lower, and therefore I'm just going to not go long anything. I'm just going to short everything. I'm just going to get run over. I'm going to blow myself up. You're playing yourself. That's why you can't listen to the crazy emotions of social media, because people on social media, 98% of them have no freaking idea what they are talking about. 98% of people have no clue about anything. And they are the most emotional people, but it's very easy to fall into that emotional spiral. And then when you make those decisions based on that and following the masses of that emotional wave, it's almost always the wrong decision. Almost always the wrong decision. So that's why it's like, you really got to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that truly know what they're talking about, actual true professionals, whether it's me or True Trading Group or somebody else. Make sure you are getting information from actual true professionals and not just somebody, on a Reddit board with a cool, catchy phrase, and you're listening to everything that these people are saying, because most of the time they end up being wrong.
Okay. So everyone is expecting a pause tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? Explain what does a pause mean? What does it do?
It just means they're not going to raise rates. So they've
No,
raised.
I know that it means it's not going to raise rates. I mean, broader picture, what does a pause insinuate?
A pause insinuates that the Federal Reserve is happy with the progress that they have made with inflation, and they are starting to hit the brakes on their own actions. And they're willing to now, they think that inflation is cooperating enough that they could take a break and reassess the data. And if they have to start raising again, they can, and they will. But they feel like they've done enough where they could kind of like, let's pause and let's look around and see what we got.
Okay. Explain to me the process that these people that assume that the Fed is going to pause tomorrow. How do they determine that? Because it's not like Jerome Powell ever goes on to one of these press conferences and is like, all right, everyone, when it gets to these numbers, we're going to pause.
Right. I mean, all that number is like when I say like, okay, there's a 5% chance of a rate hike. All that is that number is just traders that are just placing bets.
Where are you getting that number from?
You can, I mean,
Send me a link.
You can get it from Fed surveys. You can get it. You can just Google it. It's not like
I can't find it.
I don't have it on me right now to send you a link. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't have it on me right now to send you a link. But it's something that actually one of our moderators, Glenny, he shares it every day inside chat.
Oh, the CME tool.
Yeah. So every day that's what he uses. But there's other things you could use, and he'll pull it up and it will show you the futures percentage for the possibility of a rate hike. And it fluctuates. It's constantly moving because it's just traders that are placing bets. And right now it's 5% to 95% in the favor of a pause. Mm-hmm. So CME Group Fed Watch tool is the one that Glenny uses.
Okay. Yeah, I have 90. Well, yeah, on that one it's 90. It's all 6 of this, half dozen the other, but 92.5% to 7.5%.
Yeah. Like earlier today, like it's always moving. So like earlier today, I think it got as low as like 5.6. I think 5.6 was the lowest percent that I saw for the possibility of a rate hike tomorrow. So you say now it's at 7. So
what is it? It's all determined by options?
They're futures contract. I don't even actually, it's nothing that I've ever traded in my entire life. Nothing
and
that
when
I've
you
ever
say
traded.
That, just to be clear, you're talking what?
I've only looked at that data. I've never even attempted to place a bet or a vehicle with it.
Okay.
Wait.
So
I'm just seeing these. I just saw this message now.
So, okay. So how many? So how does anybody actually know? So this is just based off.
They don't know. Nobody. Just listen. Let me be clear.
No. I understand that. So you don't need to explain any further on that part. They don't know. This is all based on what on futures and options contracts.
Right. It's traders making a bet that they're going to raise or not. It has nothing to do with the actual decision the Fed does. Just because there's a 7% chance right now, the market is expecting a 7% likelihood of a Fed hike, does not mean that there actually is a 7% chance of a Fed hike. That's what the market is pricing in. That does not mean that Jerome Powell and company are not going to raise rates. That is not what determines whether or not they raise rates or not. Jerome Powell and the Fed, the voting members of the Fed, not everybody votes, by the way. There's 12 voting members. They're the ones that vote on the rate decision. So they are going to be determining. They look at all the economic data when they make this decision. They look at all the inflation data. They look at all the jobs data. They look at all the GDP data. They look at the entire economy and every single data point to make a decision on whether or not they think they should raise rates or they should pause. And then the voting members vote. Some might vote pause, some might vote hike, or it could be unanimous.
All right, cool.
But it's not influenced by that expectation.
Is it is it so it's not that it's a so there's still a chance that despite what is on that tool or what's online or what people think, he could come out and say, hey, we're going to do one more and then we're going to assess pausing next time.
Absolutely.
Understood.
Guys, I'm curious. I just want to know real quick how many people we have on here that are not members of True Trading Group. Just want to get a sense to feel who it is that who we're talking to here. So why don't you guys go ahead and just type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. If you're not a member of True Trading Group, just go ahead right now, guys. Just type the letters TTG in chat right now. If you're not a member, just type TTG. I want to see just who we have on here so we know who we're talking to, people that are members or non-members. So again, just type the letters TTG for me for 1 second if you guys don't mind. Jonathan, we got Brom, the other Donald, Chaz, Elida, Peter, Don Julio, Anwar, Johnny.
Minachi.
Yeah, it's Fibonacci. That's a good one. The Elsa, Jersey. I think they've been here before, and I think last time I called out their name, I said, "Oh, I like that username." Oinky Oinkos, I'm a perpetual stalker, fan of these live streams. Welcome back, Leonard, Lil Twin. We got Cart, Yalis, John, Eric, Michael, Alan, Richard, another Michael. Lil Twin, I think I just called your name before. What's up, man? Welcome, everybody. Good. We got a lot of some new faces here that are joining us tonight, guys. Talking about the Fed. What do we expect from the Fed tomorrow, and what's the market's reaction going to be to it? Chris, welcome.
How active of a day do you think it's going to be tomorrow?
I think it's going to be very – so here's what I think. I think the market's going to open up. It's going to be a little active for about an hour. Because you're going to get PPI data at 8:30. So you get more inflation data tomorrow morning at 8:30. I think that's going to help the markets be a little bit more volatile for the first hour. And then the markets are going to slow down. And the markets are going to they're just going to go into like autopilot. And then everyone's going to wait. We're going to wait for 2 o'clock. And the Fed's going to come and make their decision at 2 o'clock. As soon as the announcement is announced and the statement is published, algorithms are going to react to the announcement. And then you'll get a period of volatility for 30 minutes. And then Jerome Powell comes out and starts to talk at 2:30. You'll get another slowdown in volatility when Jerome Powell begins speaking. And then every word that comes out of that man's mouth is going to move the market. And it's going to be a wild ride right into the close.
Okay. Are you trading first thing in the morning tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, if I see something, I mean, there's some setups out there that I'm really focused on. I'm still looking at NVIDIA, AI, Carvana, Unity. I have my eyes on Adobe. There's a lot of really good setups that are out there that I think, and you have AMD coming off of their AI presentation today, which actually caused the stock to actually sell. So that was a sell the news event. You had Salesforce yesterday with an AI presentation. That was a sell. AMD today with a AI presentation. That was a sell. So I want to see how that stock reacts tomorrow morning. If there's a gap up or gap down for follow through, or if that's just going to be a reversal. If NVIDIA is so strong, NVIDIA closed in the after hour session right up at the highs, over $413, and that stock might have room to the 420s. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. It's like everywhere you look, there's stocks that are making very large moves, and those large moves provide us as traders with phenomenal money making opportunities. So if I see something, I'll go after something within the first hour or so of the day. I'm not going to trade something right off the bell. It's not the way it's not my style. The market doesn't open, and within 10 seconds, I'm in a position. But within 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the bell, I'll get myself into a position. I'll ride it out for an hour or two, and then I'll wait and see what happens with the Fed. I don't envision myself trading from like 11:30 to 2 o'clock. I probably won't trade during that time period, and the markets will slow down there. But I think it's going to be good action in the morning, slow down, and then the potential for fireworks at 2 o'clock.
Understood. Let's think a scenario tomorrow, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Canada was supposed to not raise rates.
Right.
Australia, not supposed to raise rates.
Right.
We are not supposed to raise rates.
Right.
We raise them tomorrow. What happens? Walk me through what happens there.
I'll draw the candle that I think you see if they do raise rates tomorrow. If they raise rates tomorrow, I think you would see a candle that looks something similar to that. I think it would be a sell.
Explain that, 'cause it just looks like a down candle.
And yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, all right, yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you need to draw it. You could just say the market may go down.
Well, I like drawing it. I like, I like my arts and crafts. I think you would go right down to your prior support level. So your support level is going to be right down there on 429. Okay, 429 was this flat top resistance for about a week. We consolidated here for a week before breaking through it. All right, now that's also a big resistance level on the daily chart. See this line? You can see that's the previous August pivot high, and it was resistance back there from April and May. So that was a big level of resistance. All right, that was a big level of resistance. Okay, now that is a new level of support, and I think if he does raise rates, I think you get a sharp pullback back into that zone. But if the Fed expectation, if the Fed funds futures was expecting like a 60-40 pause to hike, then yeah. But Jerome Powell is not the Fed chair that likes giving the market something it does not expect.
Why
Jerome Powell.
All right, hang on. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know why you say that. How in the world could you possibly know that?
Because I mean, he has said that before himself.
He has said, "I don't enjoy surprising the stock market."
Not in those exact words, but he doesn't want to. If the market is that's why you've seen in the past when people talked about it in the past, they're like, "Oh, the Fed should pause. The Fed should pause," but there's a hike that was already being priced in, and it's like, well, if the market's expecting it, give it to it, because the market's already priced for it. So there's not going to be like this massive price discovery that needs to happen now because it's already been priced in. It's being expected. And then Jerome Powell will just give you what the expectation is. Jerome Powell, in my opinion, he hasn't been perfect. Obviously, they waited way too long to start the rate hike cycle. In my opinion, they should have started raising rates in November of 2021. They waited until 2022 to really get that process underway. They were late with that. But I think he has done an amazing job of communicating to the market. He has told everybody from day one, this is what we're doing. And he has not deviated from that one time. When he says this is what we're doing, it's what he ends up doing himself at the next meeting or in another conference or another statement or whatever it is. He has not surprised us really with anything. He surprised us one time. And that was the Jackson Hole meeting. At the Jackson Hole meeting, which is the biggest economic conference, you want to just figure out who runs the world, go to Jackson Hole. Okay. And he gave his speech, and it was a Jerome Powell that we've never heard before. Now, the market's tanked when he gave that speech. That was all the way back in August. I'll show you what day that was, just to recap, so you guys remember. That was this day right there. That was the Jackson Hole conference. He gave a speech. Now, usually the Fed chair speaks for like 30 minutes. He got up on that podium. He talked for like 7 or 8 minutes, and it was like he was scolding the market. He was so hawkish. He was so aggressive, and he had never had that tone before. That was a shock to the market, And then I don't have to show you, you can see what happened to the markets after that, right? So that was really the last time that he surprised us. Every move the Fed has done since then has been telegraphed very effectively.
Okay.
So I think he's going to pause, but I think it's going to be a hawkish pause. I think he's going to pause, leave rates unchanged, but then I think he's going to say, yes, we're pausing, but we're not done. If we have to raise
Yes, we're
rates,
pausing and we're not done, or yes, we're pausing and we may not be done.
that we may not be done.
Because if
Not
they're
saying-
not done, if they're not done and they know that they're not done, why pause now? Didn't you say that earlier that made no sense in your opinion?
Yeah, I didn't think it really makes a lot of sense. But then I had a conversation actually. Wolf and I were actually talking about this in chat, and then this was a conversation that was being had that the pause could just be to allow the banks more time to make their adjustments, because that extra rate hike will just put more pressure on the banks. So if they pause, it's another 30-day window of easing up that stress on the regional banks, the ones that were struggling before. It seems like at this point, it seems like it was a year ago, but it was only a couple months ago that you had all the bank failures, and you had Silicon Valley, you had First Republic, right? You had Signature, you had all these issues with all these banks. That was only a couple months ago. So you still do have some banks that are under stress. Obviously, nowhere near as bad as people were fearing, but still banks that are under stress. So they might just pause, give the banks a little bit more breathing room. And then if inflation does not come down enough, they have another meeting in July. So they could raise rates in July if they want to, and that could give the banks breathing room. So that's the only reasoning that I can think of that makes sense to pause and then hike again in July. Unless they're truly data dependent.
Wouldn't that be a hawkish reason to pause? Or is it more neutral? Because you're not pausing because you feel like the job is done. You're pausing because you don't want to screw up the banking system.
Well, no, I think if they were pausing because they didn't want to screw up the banking system, they would have paused at the last meeting. They would not have raised rates in May if they were pausing, if they were worried about the banking system. So you remember that? That's why when they raised rates in the last meeting, the banks have gone up ever since, because that shows you that they're not really concerned about the banking system. And that means the banking worries were probably overblown and overdone. The Fed is not going to purposely collapse the banking system, right? The Fed was genuinely concerned about the banks. And don't forget, the Fed sees like hour by hour deposit information in the U.S. banking system. We don't. So nobody knows the status of the banking system more than the Federal Reserve, right? Nobody on Twitter knows more about the banking system than Jerome Powell. And to think that is just foolish. So the fact that they raised rates at the last meeting tells you they're not worried about the banking system. So,
but if they pause now and that's part of the reason,
I don't know if that's part of the reason. I have no idea. He hasn't said that. I'm just saying, you're saying, why would it make sense to pause now and hike again in July?
So that hypothetical is the only reason that you can think of to where it would make sense.
I feel like they're looking at it's not that one reason or one answer like that. I think it's a culmination of everything the Fed's looking at. They're looking at inflation, and they feel we have done enough. We've got enough progress with inflation that we can pause and wait and see what happens. Because at some point, the Fed will have to stop completely and let those rate hikes and the new rate filter through the economy, and then over time, inflation comes down. But they're going to want to make sure that inflation continues to come down. If you start to get CPI numbers that are flat, like, okay, so the core number is 5.3. If the core number next month is 5.2 and the month after that it's 5.2, they're going to start raising rates again. But if the core number goes from 5.2 to 5.0 to 4.7, then they're going to stay there, and they'll just let inflation continue to come down. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not Guys, I always tell you what I think. I always tell you what my thoughts are, but I'm not a member of the Federal Reserve. So what I think really doesn't matter. All I care about is what the Fed does. How does the market react? How do I make money? That's my job. My job's not to predict what Jerome Powell is going to say or do. My job is to know if they do or say this, what's the market's reaction? How do I make money from it? And then if they do or say that, what's the market's reaction? How do I make money from it? That's all that I care about. I don't come on these live streams and try to pretend I'm Nostradamus and be like, at exactly 2:42 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Jerome Powell is going to say this sentence and it's going to make the markets go down. That's not what I do.
Okay. Cool. So, how are we all going to make money tomorrow? What are you thinking?
So, what I think ends up happening is you may see tomorrow on the announcement of a pause, initially the markets move higher, then Jerome Powell speaks, and then the markets move lower while he's speaking, and then the markets kind of settle in, they find their footing and bounce back a little bit into the close. So what I'm planning on doing tomorrow is I'm not going to be trading off the 2 o'clock announcement. I'll let the 2 o'clock unless they hike. If they hike, I won't even wait for Jerome Powell. I'll probably just start to get short if they hike. But that's not what's expected, right? So if they pause, you probably get an initial algo reaction to the upside, confirming the market's expectation and bias. And then I think Jerome Powell, when he speaks, though, I think he's like, hey, yeah, we're pausing, and insinuates that we may not be done. And then maybe the markets feel like, we're getting a little overzealous, and the markets pull back from there. And I think there's a trade there when Jerome Powell, I think the better trade is at 2:30, not at 2 o'clock. And then I think you'll get a little bit of a pullback back into like the lower 430s. We are at a level of resistance right now on the SPY. It's on a major level, but it's enough of a resistance level up around 437-ish. And that's going to be this previous level of support that goes all the way back to April of last year. You got a little like 1 week long consolidation there. And that's shortly after you had the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And that support level has not been seen. You haven't seen those prices since April of last year. So you're pushing back up into it. And the markets are getting a little overextended. So I could see a situation tomorrow where you get a pause. You maybe spike up to like 438-ish. And then, Jerome Powell speaks and the markets then pull back and you get a candle that might maybe tomorrow look something similar to this, like where it's just kind of a nice little, we push higher early and then we pull back late. And that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to be looking for during that time when Jerome Powell is speaking. I might trade SPY options. I think there might be enough volatility there. I might go after some SPY options tomorrow. But then I'll also be looking at all the big mega cap tech names as well. This is something I'm going to be calling out live with our members in chat. So all the members of True Trading Group, I'll be with you. All of us, all 9 professional traders will be with you guys at 2 o'clock, obviously, like we are every day, with you the whole day. So when the announcement comes out, I'll be on the mic talking you through it, what my thoughts are. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Hawkish, dovish, whatever, hike, pause, whatever it is. And then when Jerome Powell starts his speech, I'll obviously be talking you guys through when he is speaking on whether or not I think that this is dovish or hawkish or bullish or bearish, and what positions I'm looking for. I'll be calling everything out for you guys in real time.
We got a question from Chelsea St. John. I'm new. What tools should I be using in addition to my broker? I think it's a great question. Do you mind if I take this one?
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
All right. So if you're brand new, or if you're even a trader that's been here for a while, I'm going to give you guys a list of tools right now that you should be using if you haven't already. Okay? It's important that I want to note that none of the tools that I'm about to show you, that we're not paid to show you these tools. There is no affiliate link or anything. I'm just going to show you the tools that we think are good, and Mike can correct me in case I'm wrong with any of them.
Yep.
So let's talk about first thing. Hang on. And then I can even go over like what the pricing is for some of these tools. Just to give you guys a little bit. Okay. All right, 1 second. All right, so the first thing that I would look into is TradingView. TradingView is a great charting tool, right? Type the number 1 if you guys use TradingView. If you guys use TradingView or have heard of TradingView before, go ahead and type the number 1. Excellent. So TradingView is a fantastic charting platform. If you use Webull, TradingView is integrated into Webull. It's integrated into a lot of different things. TradingView has a free version, which is okay, but they have their paid versions, which are great. Obviously, for the sake of $59 a month, the premium TradingView is the way to go. All right. You get like a bunch of indicators, you get multiple chart layouts, price action alerts, everything. This is really good. Okay. That's TradingView. Next, I would invest in a really good simulator. Trading on a simulator is extremely important. There's a company out there called ETNA. They have a fantastic simulator, stocks, options, crypto, everything. And their simulator is used at places like California State University, Fullerton, University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Berkeley Haas, Illinois Tech. And I think it comes out to like $700 for the whole year. So this is definitely a good simulator, right? Then, of course, as far as news goes, if you can't rely on Yahoo Finance for news. It's just not as real time as maybe you think it is, right? So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and take a look at Benzinga. Benzinga has a fantastic news product. Okay? Fantastic news product. Benzinga Pro, right? And their cost is, I mean, you can see here about $197 a month for for the audio squawk and everything else, right? So there you go. CBOE is another company you're going to want to look into. If you trade options, you could set real-time alerts, look up unusual options activity, volatility analytics, directional trades, historical recaps, all of it. Okay? These are the tools that you should be looking into if you plan on trading aside from everything else. Somebody says you'll be broke before your first trade. Yeah, look, it's not cheap, man. Next, if you want to talk about scanners and look for different scanners, Trade Ideas. They've been around since 2003. They are the industry standard. Okay. As far as scanners go. I mean, make no mistake, when you start trading, you're starting your own business. It takes money to make money. These are companies that have been around for a long time that have earned their seat at the table. And then lastly, the data you have inside of your brokerage firm, yes, it's real time, but you're missing a lot of the full book information, right? A lot of the full book information. Something like QuoteStream, it's like starts at like $18 a month, is a fantastic product, right? A fantastic product. So if you're new, these are the tools that you should be looking at. These tools, I'm not going to lie, it's going to come out, with everything. It could be anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000 for the year, per year. But these are the tools that real traders and real investors use. Now, you could spend all of this individually, or Chelsea set it up so perfect.
Yeah.
I'm about to blow your mind. This is our checkout page. Oh, can't see it. This is our checkout page at True Trading Group. One of the things that make True Trading Group different from all other companies, platforms, etc., is yes, we offer university level 22 course curriculum. We have the chat room with trade alerts, 80% win rate from 9 different trading moderators covering every style of trading. We have daily watch lists of every style, right? You get 2 small private study groups per year, but here's where it gets interesting. We went out when we launched our company and we worked private deals with Benzinga, TradingView, Trade Ideas, ETNA, and CBOE. So that way we can offer all of these products, the full versions of all of these products, as part of your TTG membership for no additional cost. That means when you sign up for True Trading Group, you get access to all of these products at no additional cost for the entire year. That includes Benzinga Pro's live streaming newsfeed and Squawk, TradingView's premium charting software with real-time streaming data, Trade Ideas real-time scanner, ETNA's state-of-the-art trading simulator, stock scanner with real-time streaming data, real-time options flow, unusual options data, and dark pool data, social sentiment screener, analyst ratings and stock profiles, on-demand video library with 600 plus hours of live workshops, premium blog and trading forum, and endless learning opportunities within True Trading Group. Joe, go ahead and post the syllabus. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with 2,223 reviews. We've been in business since the end of 2016. We are approaching 11,000 members in 115 different countries. And the bottom line is, all of this all of this stuff has to translate into one very simple thing. Are members making money? Takes money to make money. Are members making money? Let's ask. Doesn't matter what we say.
Right. Doesn't matter what we say.
Members, are you making money and becoming better traders? If you are, type the number 1 in chat. True Trading Group members, if you're making money and becoming better traders, type the number 1 in chat, please. The number 1s that you're going to see come through the screen right now are real people. They work full-time jobs. They have busy schedules. Some of them knew what they were doing when they got here. Others have not. These are real people. All of the tools are integrated into one easy-to-use dashboard where you can access them from. You get it all. This is what makes us different. Aside from the fact that we are literally with you all day, every day. Now, what we are going to do is this. Tomorrow's a big day, a really big day. What I'm going to do is as follows. Before we started this stream, I had our price at $9.50. What I am going to do is, for the next 10 people that want to sign up, or until midnight tonight, whichever comes first, I am going to offer you a 59% discount if you use code TTG121 on the page. It will bring the price down to $897 for the whole year. All you have to do is go to ttgoffer.com, enter coupon code TTG121. Right here where it says coupon code. You have to enter the coupon code, because if not, the price is going to say $2,212. Enter TTG121, hit enter, and the price will change. I will do this for the next 10 people, and then I am moving the price up to $1,000. And that's it.
Yeah, guys, I would jump on that.
Yeah. This is an important day tomorrow. This is a hell of an opportunity. And y'all should take advantage of it. Now, again, ttgoffer.com. It'll say 2212. You have to enter the coupon code TTG121. Hit enter. We have to welcome. Where is it? Who is this? Username. Okay, we have to welcome Ahmed. Welcome, Ahmed.
Ahmed, welcome to the family. 9 spots left now, guys. Ahmed, welcome to the family.
Yep.
I'll jump on that too, Adam. Just guys, you guys are seeing, what makes True Trading Group different than all these others. You guys see the value of the tools and the resources. You have to realize we've worked out agreements, some licensing deals with some of these companies. This is how we're getting all these products onto the platform so that you don't have to pay for them, but you have access to the data, you have access to the information that can help you guys make better decisions. On top of that, you get access to all of the courses. There's no upsell for courses. The courses are all included. It's a simplified and expanded upon version what I learned when I worked at the fund. You're not getting, some magical fairy dust type of education. You're going to learn the same way that I learned when I got hired at the fund right out of college, right? I would take advantage of it, go through the material, right? Spend some time to actually educate yourself and understand and know what it is that you're trying to accomplish and the skill that you're trying to build, because it truly could be a life-changing skill, as it's been life-changing for many members of True Trading Group. Maybe my teaching members, if TTG, I know you guys said you're making money.
Real quick, just before you do that. Sorry to interrupt. If you are an existing trial member, if you are a previous trial member, if you are a past member looking to come home, if you go to this page and you try and sign up, it will not work. Again, if you are a past trial member, current trial member, or a past member looking to come home, if you go to TTG Offer, enter this coupon code, fill out your information, and check out, it will not work. You must text 786-505-4049 with your name and email so that we can whitelist your email and get you signed up. That is the only way for current trials, previous trials, or past members to get this deal. Also, before we get into everything else, we have a very unique double your money back guarantee. Mike, go ahead with that.
Before I tell them about double your money back guarantee, Adam, you know who Ahmed is? Fib Minachi.
I know.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm very excited to have Ahmed and Fib Minachi. Great username. And like I said, welcome to the family. But yeah, the double your money back guarantee, guys. I know you might come on these live streams and you might think like, oh man, these guys talk a big game. No way. We put our money where our mouth is. I know we talk a big game, but the reason why we do that is because I see the results that members have. 78% of our members renew their membership. We've only had to give a refund to 2.49% of our members. You already heard Adam, over 2,200 reviews, 5-star rated on Trustpilot. That is why anyone that joins True Trading Group, we offer you a double your money back guarantee. This is how it works. You join True Trading Group here this evening. You'll pay $897 to join us. That's it. That's your membership fee for your annual membership. There's no upsell for courses or the tools. There's other things you can pay for, like, intensive boot camps and in-person meetups, but the courses and the tools are all included. So when you join, and I'm not saying you have like only 14 days. Sometimes you see these people, they're like, oh, a 14-day money back guarantee. 14 days. You can't figure out this isn't 14-day money back guarantee. What is this, gym membership? Like, this isn't, you can't figure out in 14 days or 30 days if this is something that you want to do, or if this is the right group for you. I'm not telling you have 14 days or 30 days, some impossible time frame window to do these tasks. I'm telling you, you have the entire year of your membership on your own pace, on your own schedule. Go through our courses, pass the quizzes, attend one study group. We do study groups every Thursday. Attend one. If you do those three things and cannot make the $897 membership fee back at least one time during your membership, we will give you back $1,794. That is double what you're paying to join the platform. And again, we can do that because we only had to give a refund to 2.49% of our users since we went live at the end of 2016, early 2017. 2.49%. If our refund rate was 15% or 20%, I wouldn't be able to offer you double your money back. We'd go out of business. But since the numbers are what the numbers are, we can offer that to anyone that joins the family. It gives you peace of mind, allows you to hold us accountable. And when you guys join True Trading Group, you're not joining TTG to watch other people make money, right? You're joining so that you could make money. So that's why we're going to base it off of if you are able to make the $897 membership fee back, we'll give you back double your money. And again, if you guys have questions at all, you can text the same number that Adam gave you before. If you're a previous trial or previous member, you have to text that number so we can whitelist your email to give you the 59% discount. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, or text us 786-505-4049. Text that number, guys. It's right at the bottom of your screen. You have any questions about anything? We're fully transparent. We're an open book. Text away, and we'll help answer any questions you guys have.
All right. What next, man?
And that's it, man. I mean, tomorrow it's going to be, it's going to be all about Jerome Powell. I mean, there's a couple stocks that I'm focusing on. Like I'm really focused on AI. AI has been a stock that we've traded frequently over the last couple of weeks. The stock's been on fire. I'm not in a position right now. We got out of our position when the stock squeezed all the way up to $44. But now we're right around back to where we actually exited this trade. It was a monster trade. It was like 250% gain on call options for members. But this is this is a stock that is still pretty, decent size short position. If it gets through 45, the stock's got room to squeeze. It could squeeze up into like the low 50s. It does have that kind of potential. It's a stock that's firmly on my watch list and on my radar. I can't help but keep Carvana on my screen as well because
I got a better idea. Why don't you tell them all tomorrow morning at 8:30?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go with my watch list with you guys tomorrow morning. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to join TTG, we'll go over the watch list in the morning as we do every morning. All the mods give you a watch list. The mods tell you exactly what stocks they're focused on, where they're going to buy, where they're going to short. The game plan before the day ever gets started. All right. So go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, 59% discount, get your butts in chat. Tomorrow's a big day. It's Fed Day. It's the day we've all been waiting for. And I'll give you guys my whole watch list and my game plan tomorrow morning live in chat. All right. And again, if you have any questions, text us 786-505-4049. Sadat Scott says, guys, best investment I've ever made. Karen, once I became a member, I never thought of what I paid after that night. Love every minute of the learning. Ed says TTG School pays off. Mark Ninja, it's definitely a participation group. Looking forward to it. Kathleen, I'll see you there. I love it.
Yep.
What I appreciate is how balanced the team is. All styles. That's the other thing. There's 9 traders with you during the day, guys, not just me. And we all have different styles. You get day trades, swing trades, stocks, options. You get all of it inside TTG.
Well, it'll be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be a hell of a day, man.
Yep, sure is, man. The day we've all been waiting for has finally come to a head.
Now, we also have a $3 trial, which I'm sure you'll walk them through.
Yeah, if you guys want to join the trial membership, get your butts in chat with us tomorrow. You can do that as well. That's only $3. It's a one-time payment. It gives you 7 trading days. So we got a holiday on Monday, markets closed. That doesn't count against your 7 days. Neither does Saturday or Sunday. You get 7 trading days with us in chat. So go to ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelt out.com. One-time payment of $3. There is no automatic renewal. There is no automatic upgrade. There is no reoccurring payment. After your 7-day trial is over, it just expires. You are never charged anything ever again. We charge $3 just to make sure that you are, in fact, real people. When you come into our chat room, we don't want just people come in and just spamming a bunch of nonsense. We're all serious guys during the day. We maintain a high-quality chat room. We're focusing on making money. We don't want people coming in and disrupting that. So that's why we charge $3 just to make sure that you're actually a real person. So go to ttgthree.com. Get your butts in chat. Trade with us live for a full 7 trading days. See what it's like to be part of the community and decide if TTG is the place for you. I'm sure you'll be pleased once you're there, as are the other 10,000 members from 115 different countries, as are they.
Welcome to the platform.
All right, so let me show you guys the platform. So when you guys do join, you're going to get access to our chat room. Our chat room is where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic. We're calling out trades in real time, answering questions, providing commentary. We're with you from pre-market all the way through till after hours. We're not gone after an hour or two. We're there with you the whole day. You also get the mobile app. The mobile app lets you see the screen share, listen to the audio commentary, and get real-time push notifications when the moderators enter or exit trades. That way you can follow along with what we're doing, even if you're not in front of your computer. 2 small private study groups with our mods to speed up your learning curve. Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. Adam showed you that before. Congressional trading data, insider trades. You can track trades being made by management and also track trades being made by members of Congress. Trading Views premium charting software. Adam showed you that before. That's included with your membership. The Trade Idea Scanner streams on our platform for you to use. That's also included in your membership. The simulator from ETNA lets you trade stocks, options, crypto, futures with fake money, but real-time data. There's no delay data on that simulator, so you guys can practice implementing what you're learning in the courses. Our own proprietary scanner lets you create custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, and options flow. All this information is included. Short data, it's all there. Then you've got a trading journal that tracks your trades, breaks it down to the numbers and statistics. You can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner will tell you what stocks are being talked about most on social media. Analyst ratings for any stock tell you how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a name. Watch lists from the mods and I told you we publish watch lists. We tell you exactly what it is that we're looking at, what prices we're looking to buy or short. Then you have all the courses. The courses are a simplified and expanded upon version of the 3-month educational training program that I received when I worked at the fund. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trade psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got all of it. There are no upsells for additional courses. You don't join, then all of a sudden there's VIP courses that cost another $1,000. All the courses are included when you join.
Yep, and real quick, because I just got a message from a trial that signed up. Yes, if you use the trial membership, the amount you pay will be more than what we are offering tonight.
Yes. Guys, that $897 price point is the price we're giving you tonight. We're extending that tonight for the Fed meeting tomorrow. If you want to go through the trial membership, the price of the membership will be more expensive, but it's up to you. You want to go through the trial first, go for it, but you're not going to get the 59% off. All right. Now, you'll also get the video library. That's got 600 hours of workshops covering different topics that we've done with members. And then you could actually start attending these workshops live when you become full-time members. Guys, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you join TTG, but I can guarantee if you don't make back the $897 at least one time during your membership after going through the courses, passing the quizzes, and attending a study group, give you guys back double your money, $1,794. That's the deal that we can make with you for those that join us here this evening. Go to ttgoffer.com. Coupon code is TTG121. If you have any questions or if you used to be a trial or a member, text us 786-505-4049 or go join the trial. It's $3, one-time payment, ttgthree.com. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Hope you guys are excited about tomorrow. I sure as hell am. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I'll see you all in chat tomorrow. Take